Yes.
When they said I was a clone, that's it. Trying to clone me.
Where does Jamie Foxx come from?
Listen, man, you know, like in doing stand-up, like when I got to LA, it was open mic night. So I put my name down, Eric Bishop. I go up, have a great set, standing ovation, right? I went back for the next few weeks, they wouldn't let me back up. And I noticed that it'll be 100 dudes that would show up, right? But only a few girls. So I wrote on the list, because you have to write on the list, I wrote names, Tracy Brown, Stacey Green, Jamie Foxx. Right? So the dude is like, yeah, Stacey Green, Jamie Foxx, is she here? I'm like, hey.
Many people believe that Jamie Foxx came back as a clone because the tattoo on the back of his head was gone.
The clone threw me.
Yes.
When they said I was a clone, that made me flip in the hospital. That's it. These motherfuckers trying to clone me. I didn't have a stroke. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed like these ass, and then I saw me walk into my room. But I'm white, so I see the white me.
But he had a Caesar too?
Not like all that, the white me.
Okay,
and I'm like, and I'm trying to get their attention,
Yeah.
and no one said anything. And I'm like, that's it. They trying to clone me. This is all the thing. And so the next morning, I was out of my bed. I was standing there like Chris Pratt in Jurassic Park. I was like, what the f? Dave was like, what's up, Fox? I said, what's up, Fox? I said, I know what's up. You trying to clone me? I saw the white clone, and I know why you're trying to clone me. And make me white, because I'll sell better overseas and all this other kind of stuff. So they had to call like my
Psychiatrist.
I had a psychiatrist on board. I'm sitting in this I'm thinking I'm a clone.
Yes.
And when the psychiatrist says, are you all right? And I says, am I all right or am I all white? I saw what happened yesterday.
Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, yeah, once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, yeah, once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Roll my blunt and pass my lighter. Get lit, pop shit, get higher. I'm the hottest, call me fire. Rock out, jump up, live my life up.
Family, happy Sunday. It is 7:30 a.m. Good morning. I opened up my browser or app, whatever. A J Marvelous video popped up. And it's a situation we spoke on years ago. But now that everything's come out and here we are in present day, I thought this would be a great video to do. Jamie Foxx. Yeah. This dude looks so much like Wanda without trying to look like Wanda. Like, you cannot unsee it at all. Anyways, some people say that in certain fields of work, you got to do certain things, or if you don't do certain things or you do the wrong thing, some things can happen. And some people in my comment section, back when I was talking about Jamie and pickleball and stuff, they tried to say he's the reason why all of this stuff came out and why a lot of people backed away from take that. But let's check out these clips and see if this dude said too much and broke the oath. Let's get to it. Oh, real quick, shout out to the happy birthday lookouts. $sign Trap House Kitchen 1. It's my birthday month. Get your boy some dinner, lunch or something. Yeah, $sign Trap House Kitchen 1. Now let's get to the content. Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This story happened before I made my way to the industry, and it really shocked me. It shocked me, and I was a grown man. I wasn't no believe everything you hear or what you think you know type dude, but this clip here shocked me, and I feel like this is where bro really messed up, because I think a lot of the street dudes probably didn't want to be around him or in situations with him. Listen to how he speaks about T.I. and Plies, y'all. And these are true stories. Check this out.
Another story, T.I. on the records, one thing, All of a sudden, his best friend is dead.
All right, I want to stop this video right here. What T.I. is talking about is what happened in Cincinnati with Plies, and that's a touchy situation because it was my two cousins that caught them on the highway. But for people that would like to say that there was a sacrifice, it was not whatsoever. Trust me, it was disrespect and miscommunication. But what happened, for Jamie to sit there and say that hit different. That hit totally different. Way different. I had to click the torch off of that one. But what happened in that situation, y'all, we were at Club Ritz, and my cousin and a few of his dudes, they booked T.I. They went in on a price, booked him. T.I. was on his arrogant stuff, and it really hurts me to see him so arrogant after this situation. Like, you would think one would ground themselves more and be more humble, but no. Anyways, T.I. didn't know that the people that booked him were the same people he was talking crazy to and calling broke and throwing money on and stuff, making it rain. Making it rain wasn't a big thing back then, and that's why I say part of miscommunication. And I'm not even saying if it was a big thing and if my cousins and them knew about it, that it would be cool. No, because it's just not cool. You let the money hit the females. The dudes, we ain't tripping on that. But it was some things said, some people got followed, some things happened. For Jamie to say, you talk about this, you talk about that, and your best friend is bloop. Come on, bro. Now, I do want to say this. I don't think anybody returned fire from that van. It was right on 75 by the paddock and the paddock exit. But I don't think anybody returned fire. And I think that's why T.I. said it like, or not T.I., but Jamie Foxx said it like that. Anyway, let me stop ranting. Let's go.
Plies. I didn't know anything about Plies. I only heard the good records. I'm on the set with Plies to do this video, and when I heard Plies talk to me, it blew my mind, because when I got on the phone, I was trying to get where he was. Yo, what's up? What we doing with this video, cuz? And he was like, first of all, I want to make sure that we have the particulars. I'm not kidding. Right. And then we get on the video, we're shooting the video, and he came, with the entertainment garb. I understand it, but you know what happened? 30 real came on the set. Yeah. It was 30 t-shirts, white 30 slew-footed. And I look up, and since I've been in LA for 23 years, I said, okay, I know what I got to do. I got to go over there and meet it head on. I can't let it get out of control. And I'm not trying to be no hero, but I'm like, let me at least talk to whoever the this is, because I heard him. And then you know what? All of the security, nowhere to be found, including mine. Nowhere to be found. You know who was there? It was me, Breon, and my sister. All right, 30 niggas. I'm like, what the fuck? And the dude was like, yo, these faking our lives, Fox. I said, who are you talking about? These punkin' from Suge and I said, hey, we just shooting a video, because I didn't hear the music that Plies. I only heard the good records. Right. I said, no, dog, you got it wrong, man. We just doing a video, man. And then after we calmed the situation, I shook 30 hands. Said, what's up? All right, man. Cool, good. All right, nigga. All right, cool. Paul, he was nowhere. We go in the back. He said, Fox, I think you should stay back here. I said, I'm not finna stay back here in this dressing room. Fox, I know this. I'm finna stay out. I'm not staying back here. So I get out there. We can't find Plies. And I understand why. Right. You know why? Because he was afraid for his life. Because you never know. He could have died.
He ran to the bathroom.
And then when I talked to him, he said, I didn't want this for you.
Now, it's funny he talks about T.I. and Plies because they both had a significant part of Ohio in their life. Now, where I went to school at high school, about 40 minutes away was a college called Miami of Oxford. And if you know Miami of Oxford, them dudes are probably on campus like, what's that movie with Busta Rhymes, Ice Cube, Mike Epps, Tyra Banks? I can think of Remy, no! Remy! Oh my God, Higher Learning. I had to do some cosplay real quick. But anyway, it's like that. It's majority YT, but you got your little pockets of urbanism. I'll say it like that. Plies. He wasn't Plies then. Not whatsoever, y'all. But he went to that college for a little bit. And he also played football too. So, and I'm not saying that hood dudes can't migrate to the burbs and go to certain type schools. I'm not saying that, and I don't pass judgment. But what Jamie is saying is so true, because I've seen a different side of Plies during a 7-on-7 passing tournament up there at that school. Anyways, let me let Jamie cook. I'm talking too much.
I said, it's not me. I said, it's you. I said, we can still do the video. I said, I guarantee you, it's not them kind of dudes. It would have been just, it would have been, but you know what? My girl Tasha said, you never heard Plies music? I said, no, put it on. I've never really, I said, you gotta be kidding me. He was talking about killing and goon this and kill that. I was like, are you kidding? That's what these dudes is listening to. And they want to find out, is the dude really real? Because we're going to kill him. We raise the kid.
Right.
Everything that we do, and listen, and at my concert, there was kids that were 10, 11, 12, 13, all the way up to 85. And there was certain, we didn't change our show, but there were certain things that we put in there for them so they could say, okay, we had this, we understood that. Right. But it's us. It's like what we allow. It's all on us. It doesn't have anything to do with the parents, because the parents they don't have the control over what's coming on the radio.
Right.
They don't have any control of us sitting in a studio and saying, yeah, that's great. And the crazy part about it is, these guys are some of the most incredible lyricists I've ever heard. All they have to do is just bring it to something else. When they started talking about, that's why like now, I love how it's changing, how now it's more about the ladies and more about the party and what. Even when Puff and them started, it was more about champagne and lifestyle. Right. It was no more killing and all that kind of stuff. And so hopefully we will evolve into something better. But I'm telling you, in the South, man, I tell my sister, I said, D, we gotta stop. I said, you gotta have something. And she said, I can't help it. I love it. It's the hood. I said, yeah, it's the hood. I said, but the hood ain't supposed to be seen like that. It's not. Right. It's not supposed to be seen. Right. We're not supposed to be showing that side of us. Right. Because that side of us is going to ignite things. And now what it does, it makes me afraid.
Think about what that did, y'all. If it affected my mind, like, oh my God, these dudes are cotton soft. Think about what it did to gullible people. Think about the sales. Think about the decline in sales. Come on, you gotta really put it together. Like, dude, you're out here playing a character. But I'm gonna tell you one thing that really solidifies so much to me. My time in the industry, when I was down there in Atlanta running around with the camera, I also ran around with the Draco and a 9mm, because you can't trust other people to perform under pressure how you know you would perform under pressure. But one thing you can't also control is these people's beef that you're working with. And we all know about YFN and all of them, and those are my favorite dudes to work with, and Rollo. But when it came to Lucci and his brother, those are my favorites. But they had real street issues. And being down there made me see who was really with it and who wasn't. I'll leave it at that. I ain't got to speak on YFN. We was with it, and that's all I'm gonna say. But next clip.
About me, that's not true.
At that time, Puff was the biggest guy in the world. You couldn't even get in his party. So the way I would get in his parties, I show up with a camera.
Puff, yo, you gotta let me film this. The whole thing, we need to document this, Playboy.
Puff is there, and it's all about him. And I'll never get, he got mad at me.
So Jamie Foxx suffered a very serious medical emergency that landed him in the hospital.
The Jamie mentioned that Nick Cannon used to sleep in his house when he was 13 years old, and this reminded a lot of fans of the whole Diddy and Usher situation.
Watch you benefit from it. Nick Cannon used to sleep on my couch. Wow. 13 years old. He'd be in one part of the house. He'd be like, can I go back in there? You can't. You can't come in there. He'd be like this. He slept on the couch.
Some say the industry couldn't trust Jamie Foxx after he made this statement and secretly recorded Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, talking about his players' private part.
5'9.5", 210. 5'9", 210. 4'1". Okay. 9 3-inch hair. 8.5-inch dick.
Now, Jamie did not flinch when he heard what he heard. It wasn't oh man, oh no, hold on. None of that. Let him been around his homeboys. Maybe it would have been a pause or something like that. But how in the hell does this football team owner knows? Excuse me. How in the hell does this football owner know these details about these people? He's reciting the specs of humans, y'all, as if they're specimens, as if they're like exhibits. He's giving Jamie the specs. Jamie should have looked over there like, dude, why are you telling me this? Why do you think I need to know? And how do you know? And what good does it do? But that clip, to me, it let me know that these people are operating on different frequencies. Way different. You got a upper echelon above the millionaires that's looking at the millionaires in this fashion. Think about how they look at regular old folks and then put it in perspective. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this video, you guys. We're gonna end it right there. I ain't gonna keep it too long. Like, sub, hype it up. I'm out. Peace.